We have just received an amazing gift for our homestead. Let me show you what we have. So this is the area behind our house. As you can see, it's just an open area with grass. It gets a lot of sunlight back here, and it has a nice gentle slope. We thought this would be the perfect area to do our garden in. But we didn't want to just till up this grass. We wanted to do the similar approach that we did in our last house, where we did the wood chips and the back to Eden garden. So it is fall. It is time to be getting wood chips down, so I made several phone calls to some tree companies, and we actually had our first delivery today. And I gotta tell you, these wood chips are the best that we've ever gotten. These were maple, they were chipped nice and fine, and they had lots of leaves in it. So what that means is because it's chipped nice and fine, it's gonna break down faster. And the leaves just add that extra nutrients into the soil as they break down. So we just got our first delivery today. He said that there's more coming. So Peter is working with the tractor to move from the place where they dumped and gonna spread it all back here. You can see there's one little pile back there. It's gonna take a while. We are so excited to be able to get these wood chips and to get them down right now. Hopefully they will break down nicely through the fall and through the winter, and come spring there will be a nice little layer of new soil and nutrients to plant our plants in. Now, this is our first year. Every year that we do this, the soil will get richer and richer, and there'll be so much more nutrients in the soil. So every year our garden will improve. But this is a really important first step, getting this down in the fall so that we can get our first garden planted here in the springtime. Now the key to doing the wood chips properly is to get them really thick. The thicker you can get them, the better. This will ensure that you're killing anything that's underneath it, like the grass. You're also keeping any seeds of weeds from making it to the surface and sprouting. And also, as it breaks down, it gets smaller and smaller. And you want to have enough so it has that good moisture retention and all the other benefits that come with the wood chip mulching. So we're trying to make it really thick, and it's going to take a lot of wood chips to cover this area, so we'll see what these tree companies can bring us. At our last homestead, I had to call tree service companies. And in the end, we ended up paying someone to deliver the wood chips for $80 to $100 per load. And those wood chips were full of big, long sticks. It wasn't ideal, but it was the best we could get. This time around, the tree service guy that dropped these off said, "You guys are helping us out so much. We're always looking for a place to dump these." When you can have this symbiotic relationship with the tree service company and you're doing a back to Eden garden, it's a beautiful thing. Is it weird to be really excited about wood chips? We see this as a crucial key to having success in our garden, and also these are so useful around the property. As things get muddy in the animal areas, you can just throw some wood chips down. So the fact that we already have been here a short time and already found a good source is very exciting. I've been here digging up this future garlic plot here with a shovel, and I'm pulling up all these little I don't know, things that were here. And Peter said he can do it much faster with his tractor. Today is a planting day here at Honey Acres Homestead. We are about to plant our very first things here in this new site. We have garlic, and we actually have 8 different varieties of garlic that we're going to plant today. Garlic is one of the few things that you can plant this time of year in the middle of fall, as everything else, it's either too late or too early and you have to wait for spring. But this is a good time to be planting garlic. We've had warm weather so far, but it's starting to turn chilly. So this is a good time to get the garlic in the ground before it gets any colder. We have ordered this garlic from Siskiyou Seeds. It is a seed company that is in Oregon, and they have sent us it's an 8 variety pack of garlic. Now there are 2 main types of garlic. There are hardnecks and softneck garlic. The hardneck garlic has more of a hard center that comes up through the middle, and it is not the kind that stores the longest. The kind that stores the longest that they usually sell in your grocery store are the soft neck garlics. Those are the ones that store the longest, and the ones that are soft and pliable, and usually those are the ones that you see braided into those beautiful garlic arrangements. That would be great to be able to make one of those. We'll see how these garlic do. We have both different varieties to plant. We have some hard necks, we have some soft necks, and we will see how they do in these conditions that we're giving them here. With these 8 different varieties, there is variation in size, in color, and flavor as well. I'm actually really rooting for this giant Siberian. Look how cool this one looks. I really hope this one does well here. And I'm kind of concerned about this one. It's called Music. It looks like it's got a little shrunken, so I don't know if this one's gonna do so well. Once I pull it apart, I'll be able to tell what sort of condition the cloves are in. So I guess I better get to separating these so I can get the little cloves in the ground. When we talk about a hard neck variety of garlic, this is what we're talking about. A big hard stem that goes up through the middle. What do you think? I just finished pulling apart my last head of garlic here, and I've just put the cloves inside each bag so I could take them inside and sort through them. Unfortunately, especially some of the hard neck varieties, they just didn't last that well, and that's probably because we kept them in the house. We really don't have like a cellar or a cooler place to keep them than just in the house, so they kind of were past their prime. So I'll sort through the ones that are bad and the small ones and pick hopefully quite a few big healthy cloves to plant. I'm hoping we can plant at least 100, but we'll see what we have to work with here. These are the cloves that I chose after I sorted out all the ones that are too small and all the ones that are kind of getting icky. And I was very happy that we have 227 cloves that are worthy of planting. So if only half of those do well, we should have enough to eat and to replant next year. What I'm doing right now is I'm just laying out my little cloves on top of the soil, giving them at least 3 to 4 inches between each other, and I'm also keeping them separated into the different types of garlic. That way I can just know which garlic was the most successful in case we want to order more. And it'll just be interesting to see how the different kinds do in our climate and in this soil that we've given them. So these ones right here are all laid out right here, and I'm going to stick them down 3 inches deep into the soil. I just planted the last little clove of garlic. We have all the different kinds running up the side here. Overall, like I said, there's over 200. Hopefully we get a good harvest of garlic next summer. We will see. It's always hard to plant things in soil that isn't quite that good yet. We have put the garlic on top of a layer of compost with a really fine wood chip on top. So hopefully it'll get good nutrients from the compost, and the wood chips will insulate it and allow it to just have that nice airy soil to grow. Down. Down. I'm down here in our garlic bed. It's been 2 weeks since we planted the garlic. We have had some really beautiful warm weather, and then we had a cold spell, and it got really cold really fast. We actually got lots of beautiful snow too. For us, lots is like 1.5 inches. So we were very happy to get our 1.5 inches of snow. I have been keeping an eye on these and looking for signs of life. We have new soil here, I guess. It's not been developed much. So we did put down the compost and the wood chips, and I wasn't quite sure how the garlic would take to that, but I'm happy to report that there are signs of life. There's lots of garlic that is already poking up through the surface, and it's not even, I think tomorrow will be 2 weeks. So that is great news. It means that things are working, things are developing under the soil, and hopefully we should have a good garlic harvest come summertime. If you're wondering what this is, this was a very rushed attempt at a chicken fence to guard my garlic. After we planted it, I was concerned that all the chickens would come in here and scratch it all up. This is where they like to sunbathe and do their dust bathing. So I thought I have to do something or else all my garlic I planted is just gonna get all messed up. So I got some of the millions of shopping bags that we have and I strung them together and made like a little fence. And honestly, it's worked pretty well over the last 2 weeks, but now that the garlic is actually coming up, it's giving, if a chicken does get over, it's catching their eye and they've actually pecked at some of the garlic. So we had to get a better reinforcement and we put up one of our electric fences. It's not electrified, but they can't get through it. Eventually, this area will be a wonderful herb flower garden with a nice fence. But for now, as long as we keep the chickens out, we're happy. So especially now that we've had our first snow and things are starting to get cold, it's really starting to feel like winter. So what that means for us is we're gonna try to just spread as many wood chips as we can get delivered and just plan for the spring. We have a lot of work to do here to develop the soil, to figure out where we wanna plant things. We have lots and lots and lots of seeds just waiting to be planted. Also gonna try to figure out how to get seeds started. Maybe make a small greenhouse just to start the seeds in. So we've got lots of things to figure out to get ready for spring. Thank you for spending this time with us here at Honey Acres Homestead.
See you next time.